This tutorial is on the basics of Photoshop CS4. In particular, we are looking at layers and tools. To create a new document, select File, New. You can change the size of your canvas here. I'm going to be using 500 pixels by 500 pixels for the purposes of this tutorial. We made a layer called background that is locked. A locked layer simply means that you cannot move the layer using the move tool, and you cannot change the transparency of it. That's okay, still edit the layer with a brush or gradient. Layers are useful for being able to edit specific components of an image without interfering with any other components that have already been made or haven't been edited yet. For example, if you were to make a mistake whilst drawing over some guidelines, you could then erase that mistake without removing your guidelines and redo it easily. I will also be using layers and the tools quite frequently in the remaining tutorials. To create a new layer, select Layer, New Layer, and you can rename your layer here if you choose, and press OK. You can do this as many times as you feel is required for your digital piece. You can duplicate layers by right-clicking the layer and selecting Duplicate Layer. You can rename your layer here or rename them later. To rename a pre-existing layer, right-click your layer, select Layer Properties and type in your new name. To make a layer temporarily disappear, press this icon here with an eye in it. To make it reappear, press the icon again. You can delete layers by right-clicking the layer and selecting Delete Layer, yes, or pressing Delete on your keyboard. You can change the transparency of a layer by clicking on this arrow next to opacity and dragging the slider up and down, or by changing the percentage by typing in another number here. The background layer is your base layer, and you cannot have any layers underneath the background layer because the layer system works by looking at everything from the top down. So layer 3 would be on top of layer 2, which is on top of layer 1. You can merge two layers together once you have finished editing things separately by right-clicking and the top layer and selecting Merge Down. This will allow you to treat everything in that layer as one component, like this. That's two. You can see that this has got two components to it. If you were to merge, you will see that it now acts as one layer. To move layers around, left click on the layer you wish to move, and whilst dragging the layer up and positioning it where you want it. Release the mouse button once you are happy with its new position. You can also lock layers once you've finished editing them using this icon here, which means you're unable to edit this any further until it is unlocked. To unlock a layer, simply click the icon again.